Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got a great little hover effect for you today. It's a little responsive text over image with an icon there. When I roll over it, it's going to drop down over that image and reveal some text. When I let go, it's going to roll back up. Really easy to do. One tiny little bit of code to write for this today, but as usual I'll put it down below the video. You're welcome to use it how you will. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to enable the visual builder. Okay, once enabled, let's go down. I've got a section here, blue tab. Inside I've got a row, the green tab, and it's got two columns. I'm going to get rid of this call to action in this right hand column and we'll use this. Now the way this works today, like a lot of text to image hover effects, is the image resides in the column and you can put any module on top and affect it how you will. I'm actually going to use a blurb module for this today. So I'm going to hit the little dark button to add a new module. There's the fantastic blurb module. I really enjoy this module because of the icon and image that you can put with it. Let's move this over here. Comes with a default placeholder image and a bit of text in there. I'm not going to alter the text. Obviously you'd have some real text. This is just a regular text box where you can align, do paragraphs, heading, add media, bullet lists, bold, italicize, etc. I'm going to leave mine just like it is. Same thing with the title up here. But what I will do is I'm going to change that from an image to an icon. So just below we've got image and icon here. I'm going to say use icon. Now there's a huge amount of icons to choose from with Divi now because they've teamed up with Font Awesome. If you know you're looking for something specific, you can put a search in here. Or if you want to look through them all, if you want to, let's get rid of that search term. Got a little button here. You can pop it out into a breakout box and find what you're looking for that way. But like I say, there's a lot of scrolling. I'm going to use the same one as I did before, which was that one right there. And as you can see, it's popped it in. Okay, I'm going to give this a quick background and make the text light in color so we can see it. So below image and icon, I'm going to go down to background. If you want to link this whole module somewhere, you've got an option to link the title, or actually the whole option. Just put your link in here. Always best practice. If you're linking to your own site, keep it in the same window. If you're linking off-site, open it in a new tab so your site stays open. I'm not going to bother putting a link in mine. Background wise, I'm just going to pop simple background color in there. I'm going to use black. Let's pop over to the design tab. I'm going to keep this very simple. And the image and icon, I want to make it a similar color and size as the one next door. So I'm going to make it white. I think I was about 35 pixels. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Let's go down to our text now. You can style things individually by just hitting the little paintbrush icon here. It'll take you straight through it. I'm going to do my text globally. So if I just roll down here to text, that's the title and the content. I'm going to pop it in the middle. I'm going to make it light in color. Now I just want put a bit of padding around this whole thing so it's not so cramped up there. So roll on down to spacing. I'm going to give it sort of 10 pixels on the top and 25 everywhere else. Just put in the number, it'll put in the PX for you. If you want the same on opposite sides, put in the number and hit the little chain, it'll do the opposite side. We've got 25 left and right there. Great. Well, that's fine. Now what we want to happen is I'm going to shrink this up so we just see the little icon at the top there. And we're going to put an image behind and make this cover the image when we hover on it. So let's save this. We'll go into our column and put the image in there. So click anywhere within the row. We'll go into the green tab for the row. We're working on column 2 here. Here's column 2. First thing I'm going to do is put a background image in there. Now you've got color, gradient, image, and you can blend these three things together. You've got video, background pattern, or background mask. I'm just going to use a simple image. Let's pop one in there. That one's fine. Okay, and you can't see a thing because it's actually behind our blurb module there. Okay, while we're in this column, I'm going to give it a fixed height. So let's go over to the advanced. This is where the little bit of code comes in, and it's very, very simple. So we'll go down to custom CSS in the main element box. I'm going to tell it I want it to have a height, height, colon, of 350 pixels. And there we have it. I think that's what I use next door. Yep, that's fine, that'll work. But of course on tablet and mobile, you might want to change the aspect ratio of this because it's going to sort of change shape. So we can roll over, and this is common to all Divi modules. If you roll over the dark writing in there, you'll find some little icons. If they've got a little telephone type icon there, cell phone, click on it, and you can do different options for tablet and mobile. So I'm going to hit tablet, just roll up so we can see that image. Actually, that's not too bad. I'm going to leave that just like that. Let's have a look on mobile. And again, I think that image is going to be the right shape on mobile, but if you wanted to do different heights for it, you could do so here, which is fine. But it's really important when you check on responsive devices, tablet and mobile, set it here, but always, if you've got the opportunity, check it on the real device. Check it on a real iPad or an iPhone or Droid or whatever it is you use, because sometimes it'll give you a pretty good indication here, but sometimes you have to readjust slightly for devices. Okay, so we're happy with the height that we've got there, and I don't need to adjust it in this particular case for tablet and mobile. Let's create the hover effect that we want. So I'm going to save our column. I'm going to save what we've got going on in the row. Let's go back into our little module here. I'm going to go down to the background so you can see a little bit of the image through here. This is entirely up to you. Obviously, you choose whatever color you want for the background and the opacity. So I'm going to go down to background again. I'm just going to pull the opacity down a bit. Just click on the color field. You'll find a variegated slider. That's opacity, and it'll let you start seeing some of the image through there as you bring it down. That's fine. I'm going to bring it up a little bit because we want to be able to read that writing really nicely. Great. Well, the first thing we need to do is set it so that we only see the icon and a little black bar on hover. So let's go over to our design tab in our blurb module still. I'm going to go down to sizing. I'm going to go down to height. We can give it a fixed height. And I think it was 56 or 57 we used on the last one. Obviously, again, you put in whatever you need to. Looks about right. But of course, when we hover over it, we're going to want to make it full width, or full height, I should say. So to do that, again, this is common to all Divi modules. We can roll over the dark writing, go to the thing you want to affect, the height. There's a little arrow there this time. Click on it. We can set a desktop state when the mouse is not on it, and a hover state when the mouse is on it. For the hover state, I want it to be, well, 100% of the available area. So I'm just going to put 100% in there, 100%. And as you can see, that's stretched down over. Now, depending on how much writing you've got in yours, you might decide to add a bit more padding if you wanted to centralize this, but I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me at all. Now, the time it takes to get from desktop state to hover state is 300 milliseconds with Divi, and that's pretty quick. Works, but I'm going to slow mine down for a little bit of drama. So to slow it down or speed it up, you can do that in the advanced, down to transitions. Here's our transition. There's the default 300. Let's take mine up to maybe 500. Half a second. Don't want any delay. Want it to happen as soon as the mouse hits it. I'm going to use the speed curve of ease in out. Ease will work, but ease in out I like better for my hover effects because it eases back out again. Great, well, that's great. But we're on the hover state. We're on the regular state. And it's stopping right there, but I'm still seeing the text. I don't want that. I only want to see the text on the hover state. Now we've given this a height, so this is overflowing at the bottom here. And we can hide the overflow very easily. Still in the advanced tab of the blurb setting, we can close up transitions, go down to visibility, and you'll find horizontal and vertical overflow. Simply switch these to hidden, and it's disappeared. If you leave that there, there's a little scroll and they can scroll down. If we do the vertical as well to hidden, you'll see that little scroller disappear. Great. And we can't see the writing, which is exactly what we want. So if we've done everything correctly now, we can save our changes. We'll go down, we'll save the page changes. And exit the Visual Builder. Roll on over. And we've got our little drop down right there. And that's a nice little effect. If you're mousing around somebody's site and something like that happens, it's going to get your attention pretty quickly. And like I say, you can change the padding for different amounts of text if you want that in the middle. Or if you wanted to have no bar and just the icon, you could give it a totally transparent background initially, and then give it the color you want on hover, using that same little arrow hover effect button that we saw. Let's just make sure this is going to work on tablet and mobile. I'm using Google Chrome with the great inspector tools. I'm going to hit F12. And we've got an iPad here. That's absolutely fine. There's our first one up there. Of course, on an iPad, you're going to have to click on the little icon and then click off the image. But again, that works perfectly. And like I say, you can add different amounts of padding if you want to center your text up there. And of course, here's our top one. Great. Let's have a look on an iPhone. I've got an iPhone 12 Pro, that'll do. There it is on an iPhone. Again, click on, click off. And as I was mentioning earlier, these look perfect on this rendition of an iPhone right here. But always, if you can, check it on a real device. Let's go back to our desktop now. So there you go, guys. There's a little responsive image to text hover effect using the fantastic Divi theme. Don't forget that little code that I wrote will be down below the video, only that one little line. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them or make a video for you. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.